Hey, what's up guys? Shane here with the Race Creek Bushcraft. I just received a new knife and I wanted to go over it a little bit. I don't really care for tabletop reviews. If you want to find anything about a knife, you can pretty much look it up on a seller site or the manufacturer site. But I did use this knife some. I tried doing a video outside and I was using my phone and it overheated and shut off. So I'll just tell you what I did, talk about it a little bit. Talk about the knife real quick in case you were thinking of it. It's the Ontario Knife Company Bushcraft Field Knife. It comes in a nylon sheath made by DeSantis, which looks like it's made in New York. Knife, of course, is made in the United States. New York also, I believe. The sheath, some of the things that I think are kind of cool about it, number one is having this front pouch. You can carry maybe a Falk & Even DC4 or DC3 stone or anything, or you can carry a fire steel. This fire steel actually comes with it, which is cool. It also comes with a paracord bracelet, which me personally I could care less about, but some guys might like that. What I like about the sheath is this front pouch, and then also kind of a cool feature is they took this nylon stripping around all the edges before they sewed it, even the corners of the pouch here and the sheath itself. So it's double rowed, stitched. I think it's put together pretty well. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. It's not like a high-end leather Kydex sheath, but it's a nice sheath. It's going to do the job. It's got a huge belt loop. One thing that's really cool about it is a lot of times you go to grab one of these when it's on your belt and unsnap this. And if it's a good snap, like this is a fantastic snap, it does a really good job of retention. It's hard to get off. But if you flip this, you see this little thing here. This is metal. And if you flip it over, they put this little metal insert. So as strong as this snap is, it comes off really easy because they did a little forethought here and put this in here so you're not trying to get a hold of a piece of flimsy nylon. So I like that. That's cool. That's a good thought, whoever came up with that one. So the sheath is functional. It's decent. Another cool thing is I think it has like a plastic sheath, but it's also lined with, I don't know what it is. See if you can see it. It looks like it could be a really thin leather or maybe some type of felt. But anyways, it's lined. So when you put the knife in, it holds it really well. It doesn't rattle at all. See if I can show you. Get this in here real quick. Maybe. I can't seem to get it in there. But it does fit really snugly, so we'll get it snapped up here. If I can do it one-handed. It's a good snap. But there's a little tiny bit of rattle, but it's not much. It's held in there really well. It's not going to come out. So the sheath works well for what it is. So onto the knife. It's got a 5-inch blade, flat ground. It's got a 5.25 inch handle. I have medium-sized hands, so if I choke all the way up, you can see I got tons of room, probably 2 inches. So if you have big hands, this knife's gonna work really well for you. It came flat ground with like a V-edge, like typical knives do. I, of course, convexed it, like I do. So it's got a convex grind now. Scary sharp. It's 5160 steel. So that's an alloy steel to carbon, but they put chromium in it and some other stuff. But it is an alloy steel. I'm actually gonna use this knife in an upcoming video that hopefully I'll get done today or maybe Saturday. And I'm gonna put this with some other knives. I'm gonna have this knife for the alloy, then I'm gonna have a Becker BK16, which is 1095 high carbon. Then I'm gonna have my Falk & Even F1, which is a stainless steel. And then I'm going to have a tool steel knife, which is a custom bushcraft knife, but it's tool steel. So we can just not really compare the knives, just the steel. So that's something that's going to be coming up here hopefully the next day or so. This side it just says Ontario Knife Company USA 5160. So today I took it out just to see how it did. I cut a few pieces of cardboard up. I know it seems like a senseless test, but if you've ever cut cardboard, it really dulls a knife really quickly. So it is a pretty good test for edge retention. Then I batoned some small sticks. Made one feather stick, made a goofy little adjustable tent stake, made a notch in a piece of hard maple, and then in this piece of basswood I made a notch here. Then I used a spine. I scraped some of this and it's got a great 90-degree spine on it. It's super sharp, super sharp. So it does well for if you don't want to use your edge for doing some scraping, and also for your fire steel, of course. It threw some great sparks. The handle scales are walnut. They say they're walnut. Now, if you look at this, to me, this is just me, it looks like laminated. I emailed Ontario Knife to ask them if they were just solid piece of walnut or if they actually were laminated, glued together. Because it looks like it to me. It looks laminated, but maybe it's just the grain and it looks that way. But it just looks too perfect and too straight. It looks like they laminated it. But anyways, it's supposed to be walnut, I guess. So overall, the little bit of work I did with it, it did well. I like the handle. You got plenty of room. It's a super thin blade. I think it's 0.12. So it's not something you're going to be batoning with. I mean, yeah, I batoned some small stuff like this into quarters, and that's fine. It can do that, but I wouldn't take a 3-inch round piece of wood, and I'm not saying it wouldn't do it, but you're risking bending or possibly breaking your knife. It's just not really made for that. But for finer work, doing notches and such, and tent stakes, feather sticks, slicing. I did some slicing on some food. What else did I do with it? I'm trying to think. I put cream cheese on my bagel. Just using the knife a little bit so I could at least tell you guys a little bit about it. So far I like it. I don't really have any complaints to speak of. I haven't got to do enough testing where I can say, yeah, I think this is the best knife in the world. You should buy it and spend your money on it. But so far, with what I've done with it, for 80 bucks, yeah, I'd say you're not gonna be disappointed at all in an $80 knife like this. From the use I've gotten out of it so far, it seems to work really well all the way around. Just realize when you get it, it's a thinner blade. It's gonna be super good for slicing, feather sticks, anything like that. It's gonna do a great job with that 90-degree spine for throwing sparks. So if you're just looking for a knife, more an expensive type knife, I consider this an expensive knife, but it's a well-made knife. I mean, fit and finish seem to be, really good. I mean, I can't feel the tang, the difference between that and the scales anywhere on this. Not on mine anyways. It's together really well. I mean, there's no gaps at all. So I think it's a lot of knife for 79 bucks. You can get them a little bit cheaper than that, maybe 75 or so. I think mine was 79 delivered. It's got lanyard hole if you want to put a lanyard in it. Yeah, so if it's something you're thinking about, I would say I wouldn't be afraid to buy one. I think you're getting a lot for your money. So I just thought I'd talk about it a little bit, show you guys what it was, give you a few dimensions. Thanks for joining me, and see you soon in the next video with this and the other 3 knives. We'll be doing some edge retention basically, and just checking the difference in steels, alloy steels, stainless steel, carbon steel, tool steel, and see how they perform. So that'll be the next video, should be coming up. Alright guys, thanks for joining, and have a good day.